Okay, so we just now did angle-side angle congruence. Now we're talking about angle-angle-side congruence, which says if two angles and the non-included side of the triangle are congruent to two angles and the non-included side of a second triangle, then the triangles are congruent. Okay, again, just like yesterday, abbreviate. Write it as simply as it makes sense to you. Okay, so if I'm drawing these examples, angle, angle, side. Angle, angle, side. Okay. So again, notice that the side is not in between the two angles. It's non-included. It's excluded, basically. Okay, it's not in between the two angles. All right, so those are some examples. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you some examples, and we're going to identify what triangle congruence statement we can use for them. And I'm going to start it on a new page, so make sure that you've got these definitions. All right, let's do some identification. So go ahead and pause this video for a minute, draw those diagrams, and then we're going to identify. All right, hopefully you've come back. So for this first one, I noticed that AC is congruent to AC because of the reflexive property. So then now I've got angle, angle, side. So this is angle, angle, side. Because the side is outside of the two angles. It's not in between, okay? So this one is congruence. So the two triangles are congruent. And I can write the statements. Triangle ABC is congruent to triangle ADC. Okay, remember, make sure that you line up the angles that are congruent and the sides that are congruent. Okay, so for the second one, I've got a side, and an angle. So this is side, side, angle. And it goes the same way, side, side, and angle. But side, side, angle, remember, is not congruence. It does not prove congruence. So that's as far as we can go for that one. Okay. For this one, I have an angle and a side, but there's something in here that's not shown, and it's that angle E and angle E are congruent because they're vertical angles. Which means that I have an angle, a side, and an angle, so ASA, and this is congruence. Okay, so then I can do triangle ABE is congruent to triangle DCE. Again, remember, make sure that you line up the angles that are congruent to each other. Okay. All right, last but not least, I've got two triangles. I'm going to actually redraw them. I've got ADC, so this is there, and this is here. And then I've got triangle, I know it's not perfect, it's not to scale, I apologize, BCD, and this is marked here. Okay, so far I just have angle, angle. However, I know that DC is congruent to DC by the reflexive property. So that means I've got this side and this side. So now I've got angle, angle, side. Angle, angle, side, which is congruence. Yay. Okay, so then I can write that triangle triangle ACD is congruent to triangle BCD. All right, those are my examples. On with ya. Nice job.